Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Beatles Rewind. As always, I'm joined by my co-host and fellow Beatlemaniac, my confidante Cassandra. Good morning, Cass. So let's get into it, that pivotal song, Ticket to Ride.
Okay, that's one song I really love. Let's do it.
So, Ticket to Ride, April 1965. We often talk about, the big shifts later on, Steady Pepper and all that. But this one, this feels like a real turning point, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It was huge commercially. #1 in the UK, #1 in the US. Can't argue with that.
Right.
But the sound and the feeling of it, that's where you hear them starting to flex different muscles, moving away from just pure pop.
Yeah, trusting that you, the listener, would actually follow them somewhere a bit darker, more complex.
Exactly. There's this melancholy, this weariness almost that just wasn't there in the same way before. It feels like a big step up emotionally.
So where did that come from? And it gets complicated right from the start, even with who wrote what.
Right, the classic Lennon-McCartney credit. But this one leans heavily towards John Lennon.
He basically claimed it as his. Melody, lyrics, the whole concept.
Pretty much. He was quite firm on that later on. But then you get Paul's perspective.
The friendly dispute, as they say.
Yeah. Paul remembered contributing more, maybe shaping the structure, perhaps some melodic bits here and there, making it work as a single.
And that kind of reflects where they were in 65, doesn't it?
Totally. They were still working together, physically in the same space often, bouncing ideas around.
But not writing everything eyeball to eyeball anymore.
Exactly. More individual songs starting to emerge, but still benefiting from that collaborative friction. Lennon took the lead here, McCartney had the B-side. Yes, it is.
That creative tension.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what pushed them into new territory like this.
I think so. That competitive edge, but also the support. It definitely fueled something new in the sound.
Okay, so let's dig into the feeling of the song. They were the masters of simple, happy love songs. She loves you. I want to hold your hand. Pure joy.
Yeah.
But this isn't joyful. It's a break-up song, but it feels different. What's the core emotion here?
It's that resignation you mentioned. It's not screaming or crying. It's numb acceptance.
She's got a ticket to ride. She don't care.
Exactly that line. He's just stating it. There's no fight left. It's a kind of weary observation of his own loss. That's a huge jump in maturity for pop lyrics then.
And the title itself, Ticket to Ride. There's the obvious meaning.
The train ticket, yeah. British Rail. She's leaving. Simple enough.
But then there's that other story. The darker one.
The Hamburg theory. It always comes up with this song.
From the early days playing the clubs there.
Right. The idea, and it's never been confirmed by John, mind you,
Right.
is that Ticket to Ride was slang for the health cards prostitutes in Hamburg needed, certifying they were clean.
Wow. Okay, that adds a whole different layer of weariness, doesn't it?
It certainly fits the melancholic mood. But whether it's true or not, the real maturity is in that core feeling of accepted loss. It showed everyone they could do more than just upbeat pop.
So the emotion gets heavier, more complex. And the music had to follow suit. This is where Lennon's claim comes in. One of the first heavy rock records ever.
Which is a bold claim for 1965, but you can hear what he meant.
What makes it heavy or groundbreaking musically?
Well, first off, the chords. It's not your standard pop progression. It hangs around A major and B minor mostly.
And that B minor,
Yeah.
it gives it that slightly unresolved, darker feel.
Precisely. It prevents it from sounding too bright or happy. It creates this almost hypnotic feeling, like it's cycling.
Cycling without resolving, that's key.
Yeah, it gives it that droning quality. The verse just loops around, mirroring that feeling of being stuck in sadness.
And then the chorus shifts.
And the chords descend, matching that feeling of letting go, of resignation. It's really clever songwriting, matching the music to the mood.
We absolutely have to talk about Ringo here. He apparently loved playing on this track.
Oh yeah. He called it one of his favorite performances, and you can hear why. It's not just keeping time.
No, it's driving the whole thing. It sounds powerful.
It's a proper rock beat. Very tom-heavy, that kind of thumping sound. It gives the song so much weight. Really influential drumming, actually.
And George's guitar. That distinctive jangle.
That's the Rickenbacker 12-string, creating that sort of shimmering wall of sound, as people call it.
Right.
It cuts through, but it also blends. You're hearing the beginnings of that folk rock sound right there, alongside what bands like the Byrds were doing.
It's interesting, the overall tempo.
Yeah.
It feels kind of steady, almost like lazy even, despite being 44.
Yeah, loping is a good word for it. There's momentum, but no real urgency. Which,
It
yeah.
matches the lyrics, the weary acceptance.
Exactly. Every musical element serves that central feeling.
That very sophistication, all those layers, the specific drum pattern, that created a massive headache for them live, didn't it?
Huge problem. This is where the studio Beatles start to pull away from the live Beatles.
But it even affected how they promoted it.
They had to get creative. They shot those clips for the film Help, on Salisbury Plain.
Flying in front of mountains.
Yeah, sort of. But more importantly, they started sending out dedicated film clips to TV shows, basically inventing the music video.
So they wouldn't have to constantly be on the road playing live everywhere.
Right. It was a way to control the presentation, get the song out there, even if they weren't physically there. Pretty smart for 65.
But when they did play live, compare that carefully crafted studio sound with, say, Shea Stadium later that year.
Oh, night and day. You've got 55,000 people screaming nonstop.
And the PA systems back then were basic.
Primitive is the word. They knew, the band absolutely knew, that nobody out there could hear the subtleties. The jangle of the 12-string, the specific way Ringo's hitting the toms, that B minor chord, all lost in the noise.
So what do? Just bash it out?
Pretty much. Live versions had to be simpler, louder, faster, often. Just to cut through the mayhem, you lose all that nuance.
And that must have been incredibly frustrating for them as musicians.
Immensely. This growing gap between the complex music they were making in the studio and the simplified version they could actually perform live was becoming a real issue.
A major reason they quit touring altogether in '66.
It was a huge factor, yeah. Ticket to Ride really embodies that conflict, the ambition versus the reality of Beatlemania.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. What are the key things we need to remember about Ticket to Ride? Why is it such a crucial moment?
Well, first, I'd say it's the emotional maturity. They tackled loss, resignation, adult themes, really, beyond simple pop love.
Right. And second, the musical sophistication. That droning feel, the heavy drums, the layered guitars, they were innovating sonically.
Definitely. Creating a sound that was both complex and incredibly influential.
And I guess third, it showed this huge artistic confidence, didn't it? They took a risk, went darker and more complex, and still hit #1. They trusted their audience.
They absolutely did. They proved they could evolve and bring their massive audience with them. The ticket they were riding, it was taking them somewhere completely new artistically.
This is really where you hear them becoming the artists we remember, not just the pop stars.
Couldn't agree more.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener. Given how hard it was to reproduce Ticket to Ride live, how much did that wall of sound, the screaming fans, the chaos, actually push the Beatles away from the stage and deeper into the recording studio? Did Beatlemania itself ironically force their greatest creative leap? Well, thanks for joining us today. Whenever you feel like knowing more about the Beatles, visit us at BeatlesRewind.com. Every day, we do something new there. Book reviews, song reviews, trivia, all things Beatles. You can find us on the website, BeatlesRewind.com. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, practically anywhere. The Beatles, all day, every day. Cass, we'll do it again tomorrow.
Sounds good. Until then.
Until next time.
When you whistle.
Yeah, mine conducts its own symphony.